guys, what's up? I'm Palak Lakhani. In this channel, I make educational videos focusing mainly on studying, working and living in Germany. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. So in today's video, we have Samy Raj with us. He is the co-founder of Coracle, which is the online service provider of bank accounts and health insurance if you are coming to Germany. So it's based in Hamburg, and he will be giving us the detailed insight about how Coracle is different from the other service providers. So let's get started with today's video. Right. So hi Samy, first of all welcome to my channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And could you please introduce yourself in detail?
My pleasure. So as you just mentioned, I'm Samy. I come from Darapur. It's a small town in south of India. I did my master's at the TU Hamburg, and I've been living in Germany since 2004. And a few years back, then I co-founded Coracle, and that's my full focus now.
Okay, great. First question would be that what makes Coracle different from the other service providers, and why should students choose Coracle?
Okay. So before we go into the difference, I would prefer to start what is common with Coracle and others. So we all provide the solution that's about the blocked account and health insurance. Okay. So that's where we come into the picture. And rather me telling why Coracle is different, I can say something like why our customers prefer us and love us. To put it shortly, I think it's the economical pricing model we have, and excellent customer support team. So if somebody values saving money and to have a great customer experience, then I think Coracle is a good choice.
Okay, great. What are the handling fees that you charge?
So we have a one-time fee model. So if your student apply only for the blocked account, we charge 99 euros once, no monthly fees. And so we also have a prime package. So it's a combination of blocked account, health insurance, which includes the travel insurance for free. So as a package, then the blocked account costs 59 euros once without any monthly costs.
Okay.
And if the students wants to extend the blocked account after a year, then we also have like fixed fee model. For the extension, we charge only 60 euros upfront and no monthly charges.
Okay. Another question would be that how can a student get his refund back if his visa application is rejected?
Yeah, it happens, right? So the visa sometimes gets rejected. In this case, the process is the student has to get a confirmation letter from the embassy or the consulate that they are okay to release the funds. Okay. So it's a standard procedure. They need to contact the consulates, so either by email or by appointment. And then once they have this letter of release, we say, so they send it to us via email, and then we take care of the refund process.
Okay. How can a student fill online form if someone doesn't have last name, because it happens in South India usually, so but the last name is mandatory to put there? So
yes, it's one of the funny problems we have to face on a daily life. So in Germany it is a mandatory. Yeah. So all the German forms, as you know, has the last name as a mandatory field. So we have to also do that. And if students don't have a last name, then they just leave a hyphen there or put a minus or write NA. So and then once we verify the application form, we will know, okay, this person don't have a last name, and then we deal with it internally.
Okay.
But it was a hard time for us to convince authorities here that there are countries and places where you don't have a last name.
Okay. Can students apply for loan for blocked account, because usually there are no tuition fees in Germany, right?
Yes.
So is there a possibility to get a loan?
Yes. So we see a lot of students also, for example, also from India. So they apply for an educational loan, and the banks transfer the loan to the blocked account themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So the students gets an opening confirmation letter from us, and they show this letter to the bank manager, and then they transfer the funds directly to the blocked account.
Okay. This question is usually asked that do we have to show blocked account also in the second year? So what's the correct answer for this?
This is not for the first time. It's been there, and I'm sure this question will be also there for the future. Technically, for every year of the stay in Germany, students must have sufficient proof. Okay. And the blocked account is one of the proof to show that they have sufficient funds. But the reality is a bit different. Yeah. For the first time, they have to go to the consulates. There it is mandatory, right? But once they are here, it depends on the place they live, and also depends on the foreigners office. So that's the Ausländerbehörde. Yeah. So let's take, for example, in Hamburg, the Technical University of Hamburg is in the Harburg,
Yeah.
and here for the visa extension they're not asking.
Oh, okay.
But if you look at the case in Berlin or in Chemnitz or in Munich,
Yeah.
a particular district or even a particular team member from the Ausländerbehörde might ask to have a blocked account for the extension. So which means it depends on city to city and also depends on year to year. Sometimes we see it's changing, sometimes it's not. We cannot guarantee.
Yeah.
But I personally always recommend be prepared mentally that there might be an extension needed, that you need to save some money during your first year,
Okay.
that don't spend everything on fun activities.
Do students have to transfer the funds as soon as they open the block account, or do they get some sufficient time to transfer the money?
It's a regular confusion that we also get. So it is not, at least with Coracle, the blocked account will be there for a few months.
Okay.
So internally we say we will wait till 6 months, and if there is no activity we contact the students and then we close it. So students, they don't need to worry about I open my account, I have to transfer money immediately, or so they have their time.
Okay. Can the block account money be transferred in installments?
So you mean when they pay in for the block?
Yeah.
Yes, with Coracle it's possible. So they can do it in multiple transfers.
And how many transfers? for
We do
example?
not have a fixed number, but we always say also to save the cost for the forex and the transactions,
Yeah.
and also for our internal administrative purposes, don't do it more than 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other service providers also ask for a buffer amount. So does Coracle also ask for a buffer amount? And if yes, then do they give back the buffer amount to the student?
Yes, so S is for both questions. So we do ask for the buffer amount. It's mainly to protect against unplanned or unexpected charges during the transfer, because we are only at the receiving end, right? So when the students go to different options, so we see sometimes there are additional charges that the transferring bank takes on the transferring amount. So if you transfer exactly what needs to be blocked,
Yeah.
then you might end up having few euros less when it arrives at the Coracle or in the blocked account. So we said to avoid this trouble, have a buffer. So we also have buffer. For us, it's 80 euros buffer. And of course, it's not a blocked amount, it's not a fee.
Yeah.
So we will give back the buffer in the first installment.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the other providers. I heard they give it only at the last
Yeah,
payout,
the
so don't
last.
have to wait for 1 year. With Coracle, we give it in the first payout. So basically, when the students get their first money, so the buffer is transferred back to them.
Okay. If a student's age is like 30 plus, then do the rules remain same for him, or are there any changes in the rules?
When it comes to the blocked account, there are no rules or no regulations that's different if 30 or 40.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same.
And what about health insurance?
Yeah, so it gets tricky. For the health insurance, the age of 30 plays some tricks here.
Yeah.
So by law in Germany, so every student who is registered in a full-time university has to be insured, health insured in a public health insurance. But if the student already crosses, for example, 14th semester, or if the age is above 30, then it is not mandatory.
Okay.
But they can still voluntarily stay in the insurance company during their studies. So, but the contribution becomes double. So, if close to double. So, if the student is, if I'm 29 and I'm paying like around 100 euros, and during my studies, if I become 30, then my health insurance contribution is around 180, 190. So, it goes double. Yeah. But if I'm already 30 before starting my first semester, then I will not be able to get into the health insurance system. That's the public health insurance. So the only choice for these students are like either to start from private at the beginning or switch to private when I hit 30 during the studies.
Okay. Great. If a student does SWIFT transfer, so the money, the transfer gets to the account like from India in a day or two, right? So
yes, it depends on the sender bank, but it takes normally a day or two.
Yeah. In how much time will the amount be reflected in the Coracle account?
Yeah, the amount gets reflected as soon as the funds hits the blocked account. But it's still a misconception that we or any other service provider can influence the speed of the transfer, which is unfortunately not, because it's like we get used to the domestic transfer, right? So I transfer via NEFT or IMPS. It's debited and credited pretty much the same time. But with the SWIFT, there is an intermediary bank. So if you transfer from, let's say, from your ICIC account, the money gets debited,
Yeah.
but it's not credited right away. So there is this intermediary bank that receives the funds, and then they transfer the funds to the destination account.
Okay.
And it takes a day or two. Sometimes also depends on what kind of intermediary bank the sender bank has relation with.
Okay.
So we see in some cases takes 3 to 4 days as well.
Okay.
But there are these days online remittance providers,
Yeah.
so they are a bit faster because the money is not really moving via the
Yeah,
SWIFT
it's just-
network.
exactly.
So it's a bit faster. So, but the bottom line is, as soon as the money hits the account, then we have this daily, like check, they get notification, they receive the notification automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.